Welcome to my channel. My name is Alex and I travel full-time with my cat and my FJ Cruiser. Sometimes we take the travel trailer with us, other times all we've got is our overlanding setup. Last week I shared why I stopped using Boondocker's Welcome and that I had finally made it back to sunny California. I also shared that I donated my beloved mountain bike and upgraded to this electric unicycle. This week, we are crossing the border into Mexico and then we're continuing south. That's the price of having a cat that you want to take overseas. But I wasn't expecting to dig in the litter box for kitty poo and then have to clean it up and put it in a bag. And I'm going to have to put that in the truck and take it with me tomorrow. So the last time I took Shadow to the vet, it wasn't pretty. Shadow. Shadow. Calm down, buddy. I'm hoping that a year later, it'll be better. So right now I have no idea where Shadow is. He noticed that something was up because I didn't put the Murphy bed up. So he went into hiding and now I'm going to have to go find my fugitive cat to take him to the vet to get his kitty passport. Wish me luck. He actually brought the claws out, which is unusual. He doesn't usually fight me to get in the carrier, but I think he knows this is not a trip into the truck to go somewhere fun. It's a trip to the vet. Bud. That's a good boy. Goodbye, Shadow. On the treetop. Are we doing good, bud? Are we doing good, Daddy? The vet was a little bit concerned because Shadow is semi-feral and they can be a little violent, but he quickly learned that Shadow is an absolute sweetheart and he passed everything with flying colors and got his kitty passport. With Shadow's kitty passport out of the way, it was now time to pack everything up, leave California, and head straight to Arizona to chase my passport, which had been on a nationwide tour from Wyoming to New Jersey to Dallas, Texas, and was finally supposed to meet me in Yuma, Arizona. On my way to Yuma, I passed through this Border Patrol checkpoint set up in California. These are very common in border states in the US, but I feel like I've passed through more of them than usual driving through New Mexico, Arizona, and California this year than I did the year before. It's very easy if you're a U.S. citizen. That's what they ask you. Are you a U.S. citizen? You say yes, and you continue on your way. They don't ask for your driver's license or any proof that what you're saying is true. If you are not a U.S. citizen, I have no idea what the process is, and personally, I don't think I want to find out. After passing through that checkpoint, I was about 20 minutes from the RV park, so I went in, set up, unhitched, and went looking for my passport. I can't believe I finally have this thing. It has gone on a nationwide tour without me. So 2 days before I travel for something I applied for months ago, I finally have it. Heading to Mexico, one of my concerns was the quality of the water, so I bought this life straw from Amazon so that I could have emergency water if I was ever anywhere where all there was tap water, because you're not supposed to drink that. And this is how you flush the filter so that you can use it at a later point. I also used to use this filtration system with my RV when I first started. And so I took it out of storage and cleaned it up so that I could filter viruses out of my water supply and get clean water in the RV without worrying about contaminating my tanks. I also went ahead and washed my Berkey water filter because this was the last time that I was going to be able to vouch for the water supply system inside the RV. I also bought bleach for the RV tanks, and all of these things that I did have been great. Everyone else I know in Mexico has to buy bottled water. I can drink directly from my RV tap and I have not gotten sick. Keep in mind that regular RV filters do not filter viruses, so I don't use that. I use this carbon filter, and I use that with the Virus Hero filter, which gets rid of Giardia in my water. When you live in the desert and your vehicle is part of your home, sand is just a natural part of life and it gets into everything. So I made sure I went ahead and cleaned up before heading to Mexico. I also did my usual safety checks, check the tires, check the lights, check the brakes. I even double check my hitch to make sure that everything is properly connected. The last thing I want is to be stranded or to become a danger to myself and others. I also have my beloved cat with me, so he is priority number one. But after shutting everything up and being ready to leave, I realized I'd been so focused on prepping for Mexico that I didn't even know what was behind the RV, and this was it. If you're wondering who the ghost is riding shotgun in the truck, that would actually be Shadow. I always strap the carrier in when we travel, just in case there's ever an accident or I have to make an emergency stop.
Registration for the truck? The trailer. Okay. He's in here. Paperwork for him. I know, buddy. He doesn't like sitting.
So this is the biggest mistake I made when crossing the Yuma border. For some reason, because I know other borders have this now, there's no insurance companies, at least that I saw, on the way to the border crossing. So you have to get it when you get there. Well, I got there on a Sunday. Mexico is a Catholic country, so the businesses are basically closed for Sabbath, or at least non-entertainment formal businesses like that. If that happens to you, go online and you likely find something that way. That's what I did. To be honest, I don't recommend crossing at Yuma to explore mainland Mexico. It is a very easy border crossing, but you run into a lot of checkpoints like this agricultural checkpoint.
Hello, no food up there?
So after the exchange, you're probably thinking, well, that's not too bad. They're polite. I could do that. So the checkpoint before this one was paid. I paid $10, which isn't too bad considering that I had my travel trailer and my truck. However, another thing to keep in mind with this checkpoint is that you see this truck coming up. The side that it's going to pass on is managed by the military. So when you cross on that side, you will be questioned by Mexican soldiers carrying large automatic weapons. They can ask you to step out of your vehicle, search your personal belongings. And needless to say, even though they are polite and they are professional, it can be a very intimidating experience. Another concern coming in from Yuma is that the sand dunes along that stretch tend to come over into the roads. People are sometimes swerving to get out of the sand, as should you if you can safely do so, because hitting that sand coming in at your regular speed can be a little bit dangerous, especially when you're towing a trailer. Another thing to consider is that the speed limit on this route is very low. So driving for 4 hours at 45, 50 miles an hour starts to take a toll. For these and other safety reasons, the US government actually recommends that you travel as little as possible along the Mexican border and try to cross at a border closest to your destination. In my case, that would have been Lukeville, Arizona, but because of where I was coming from, I tried Yuma. After what felt like forever of dodging potholes, dodging sand dunes, and driving at ridiculously low speeds, I finally made it to camp and started the setting up process, which I'll show you next week. I also will show you damage that the RV sustained driving on bad Mexican roads, as well as what my camping spot looked like right across from the beach. See you next Friday. Bye.